Today is day 15 of my 30-day challenge. I'm currently halfway through. Let's go! Whoa! I can add some sound effects there. I took a trade again yesterday, so this week has just been a lot of trade recaps. I do have some other videos that I want to film and already filmed. Definitely post them on the weekend. But yeah, got W trade from the couple losses this week, so let's just get into it. There was no news, so trading both pairs as usual. Then what happened was I wasn't actually sure how to trade this price action, and I don't know if this trade was just luck. I think there was some luck involved, a bit of just following the plan, skill. Anyways, New York session, bearish, consolidation, Asia session, bearish New York session, consolidating, even a New York session there. So on EU, New York and Asia session did not do that much. GU, it was a bit better. New York came down, but not doing much for a while. Then price broke up pre-market, swept Asia high, came back down, market opens, price starts exploding to the upside. 15 minutes, it's already gone up 22 pips. Same thing on EU. Break up, not as much. And price also swept the lows on EU and the highs on GU. But because we made a fair value gap above the highs on GU, that made me want to go long off of this sweep of liquidity here. And I was favoring EU because the breakout is going to be better when we haven't had movement for a while. It's just price has just been consolidating straight New York and Asia session. So I'm favoring EU. Price still goes up 20 pips. Then it was just a retrace into a fair value gap. GU didn't even give me anything. And also on the 1 minute there was an entry off of a fair value gap. If I'd taken it, would have hit, but there's no way I was taking that like 10 minutes into market open, not even. That was also the same trade on EU. If I'd taken it, bang, would have smacked better. Nice risk reward. Not even better, literally worse risk reward, so ended up good. I was not sure how to trade this price action. Price just went all the way up, straight away. We got a fair value gap retrace. I'm like, all right, well, if it's gonna go up higher, I'll take a long. And if I get stopped out, I don't really mind because this is just weird price action, and I can go short if it shows me a good entry. So I went long off of just 1 minute break structure. I did wait a little bit, ended up entering there. 3 pip stop loss. Price came down, and once the 1 minute inverse this gap, I was just saying I'm cooked. I was literally about to exit the position, but I knew from doing that before, exiting early and then it goes up, So I didn't do that. I just, all right, I can get stopped out. And then it came down again. It went up, came down again. So I called up JP Morgan and I'm like, yo, am I your boy? And he said, yeah, you're my boy. I'm just scaring everyone out. You're the only one in this trade now, so I'll send it to the upside. And my boy JP Morgan came in clutch, sending price to the upside. Boom, I went outside, came back. Yeah, I kept coming back and we were up, we were down. And I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna start consolidating because price had these huge up moves, 20 pips up. I knew that price was gonna consolidate. We're already above Asia high. GU's swept New York high, keep this in mind. GU's already gone up, swept all the liquidity. And then it's literally straight consolidation for 2 hours. And then finally, it broke structure to the upside here. And then I thought, okay, that's cool. We're gonna go up. And EU was moving up quite nice. Kept having big up moves. And then this down move, it came down and wicked to the downside. This one right here, that was nice because it was rejecting the downside moves and pushing to the upside. And I'm trailing my stop loss a lot less now. If this was me a couple months ago, I would be just heavily trailing my stop and maybe got stopped out. But once it was around here, up here, I put my stop loss down to this low. So I only had about $30 on, which was cool. And this was right around where GU broke structure. This candle, very big candle. And GU was just slowly going up, exiting that consolidation. Now, TPs, this was a bit weird. New York high was here. I could have gone safe. It's a 1 to 2 at New York high. Could have gone safe there. However, the amount of money I would have made was so little that, and I was already in drawdown in my account. This trade brought me back to break even, which is what I wanted. So the amount of money I was gonna make if I targeted New York high, it was kind of useless. I wanted a trade that, once you're in drawdown in a funded account, you kind of want to get a trade that risk a bit more so you can just come back to at least close to break even, 1% below maybe, or above ideally, so that you can get close to passing it. So I wasn't targeting there. There was nothing on the 1 hour or 4 hour, literally just a straight candle. So 5 minute had this fair value gap here that did show a bit of resistance. I didn't target that though. I initially had full take profit here, but price came up and then was dumping down, broke structure. It didn't look good. These wicks were keeping me in though because price was coming down and then I was watching it, it would come back up. But to take some load off, I put one take profit here. I'm not actually, where even is that? This was a 15-minute, wait, no. Wait, what's this? What am I targeting? Bro, I targeted nothing. What the hell? Why do I have that marked out? Nah, I saw it was a 5 minute gap, but whatever. It was around 1 to 3.4, yeah. So that took some load off once we got that big up move. Boom, made like 100 and then made a bit more. Full take profit at this 5 minute gap. which ended up being perfect because price barely went, it went a pip and a bit above that, came back down, would have stopped me out, and then ended up reversing. So that was a trade yesterday, which was pretty nice. Now I'm up on the week. Still got today to trade. I could just leave it. There is a bit of news today. We've got Euro French Bank holiday. I'm not sure how much effect that'll have on the volume. And then some late night news, which doesn't really matter. But that was the trade. I'm not sure, bit of luck in that, these big up moves, and luckily didn't take it on GU. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that EU could still go up a bit more. Well, that's cool. I'm happy with that. 1 to 4 as well. Bring back the risk reward a little bit. I was thinking of targeting 15 pips, but very glad I didn't. The GE consolidation stopped me. Yep, that's everything. So if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. See you guys for day 16. Peace out.